Right, hello there, and welcome back to another video. You catch us down on our first session on the river for this season. We're gonna, we're basically ultralight lure fishing, but we're going to be doing it in a couple of three ways. One will be, as you've seen us doing before, just the ultralight setup with then basically everything from spin mads, tiny little 4 and 6 gram spin mads, through to the usual mepses, etc. What we'll also do is use the drop shotting, because at this time of year, we found early spring, the fish seem to be still switched on to natural baits because they've not been used to the anglers chucking in all sorts of false baits and this, that and the other. So what we also like to do is to use the drop shot rigs, which I'll sort of talk you through shortly. And within that, instead of using the rubber lures that you've seen us use in the past, we actually use a real worm, a live worm. Bob tends to like to hook them in one end, and get the wriggle that way. I'm more of a lover of hooking them in the middle, and then that way you've got sort of two bits wiggling around. But in all honesty, both ways catch, and both ways are probably as good as each other. So that's basically what we're going to do. We're on the river now. We're going to work our way down and sort of film some of the swims, see whether we can pick up a few little perch, and see which way we do it and how we get on with it. As I say, I'll talk you through the setup. Another little pointer, actually, whilst I'm here, I don't know if you pick that up on the camera, but these are like a little rubber thing from Spro, and literally all they do is they clip onto the rod like that, and then they've got a little separate piece which you put your drop shot weight in. So when you're walking along, your drop shot weight's out of the way, it's not swinging around with your hook in an eye and makes a mess. One thing that I have noticed is, though, that if you're going to lure fish, then you need to take them off, because on various occasions when you're casting, you get the line doing that, going over the top and then into it, and it's either going to ping off and you lose it, or it just buggers up your cast. So what I'm going to probably do in the future, and Bob's was talking about doing the same, is set one rod up for drop shotting, so that we can either do that with the worms, or do it in the way that we normally would with the little rubber creatures from that point of view, with that on, and then have another rod like this one set up just for the ultralight spinners and that type of thing, and just carry two rods. And then you literally, if you're in the swim and you're not getting anything on the spinner, you can just switch over and go straight onto the other one. But as I say, they're brilliant for a drop shot rod, but they do get in the way when you're doing ultralight spinning. So but they're not, to be fair. That's how hard they are to get on and off. So not really an issue from that point of view. And they're from Spro, and they're just a few quid. I think they were 2 or 3 quid each, something like that, but you'll find them on most places. So we'll crack on now, get fishing, and let's see what we can find for you. Talk to you soon. So, and we're in. Little pike. And we're off. Right, quick talk through the setup that I've got here. Got a little Westin, cracking little rod, new purchase this year. It's called a street stick, and it's a 7'1". Casting weight is 2 to 10 grams. Coupled with that, I've just got a little Shimano Sahara. It's a 2.5 OS, but it's a cracking little reel. So that's my sort of ultralight setup. I've got a wire trace on top end here, so I don't know whether you can pick that up on camera, but there's a bead there going down to the wire trace for no other reason than if I decide to get the meps out and do a bit of spinning, It's just a case of just undoing the fluorocarbon and taking it off. There's no harm in leaving it there. Next, we've got fluorocarbon drop shot trace, which is, I think if I remember correctly, it's £8. And then tied into that, I've got a tiny little drop shot hook. I tend to favour these little red ones. They were off AGM, I think they were, but you can get them in most places. And it's just a tiny little drop shot hook, but it just like red anodised. And then down to obviously the weight on the bottom. What we're doing today, because it's early in the season and we've found it seems to work better at this time of year, is rather than using the sort of false rubber drop shots, we're actually using live worm. So you're getting the best of both worlds. If any coming off in your swim, it's getting populated with bait. You've also got the movement of it, you've also got the smell of it. Just carry a kilo of worms and keep moving around. So it's exactly the same as I would do when I'm drop shotting, but you've just got a live worm on the hook. Bob's tends to hook them in one end. I tend to favour hooking them in the middle, so you've got two ends flailing around. Both, I don't think one's more successful than the other. Both are, doing okay from that point of view. So that's the setup. We're on the river today. We're just going to be moving around, in a few swims. Might put the MEPs on, have a chuck about with that, but realistically we're going to be using these little drop shots and see what we can do with it. So we'll get cracking. Fishing it just the same as you would do normally, cast it out, and then what I tend to do is a couple of turns and then just let it stand. But I always have my finger, I don't know if you pick that up on camera, like you touch ledgering. So I've always got to put my finger on the line just whilst it's stationary, because the amount of times you don't see a bite, but you'll feel it in your finger, and then you can just cast it and up you come. Couple of winds, hold, couple of winds, hold. Obviously goes without saying, any features, trees, snags, that sort of thing, obviously favoured by perch. So we'll crack on. The line on there, is £20. Let me get this right, Slick 8 Power Pro. I tend to always stick with the Power Pro because I know I've used it on my pike gear for years. Use it on as much gear as I possibly can. But the Slick 8 stuff is just it's 8 cord, and it's just a lot smoother. It's tighter, it's easy to cast, small diameter, and does well. So that's the setup. Let's crack on and see if we can't get some perch out. Beautiful colours though. Oh, and we're in. Right. That was right on the bottom. Oh, it's a perch. I'm going to swing this one up. Beautiful fish. Excuse me, fish. There we go. On the little spin mad. It was literally dragging it along the bottom. Perfectly hooked in the jaw. There we go. Beautiful. Look at the colours on that. Absolutely stunning creature. Make it look big, make it look small. Beautiful. Right, let's put it back. Edit. Edit.
Cut it there.
Okay. Right on the bottom.
Right back in water.
I was dragging it, yeah, I know. I did that on purpose. Just for comedy value.
I've accidentally dropped it.
You definitely need 2 rods.
One set up spinning.
The drop shot won't work when it's really deep in edge, right in edge.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do that in the future. Set up the Savage Gear one for this and carry this with a maps on or something. It's definitely getting deeper as we're going up, isn't it? Can you see that branch under water?
Fucking hell.
You catch it?
I thought you did, and then flew out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob's is with us, fishing with us today. I think, as we said to you before, he's only let out once a month from the institution where he normally lives. But we like to bring him out, me and Tom, and help bring him back into society a little bit, settle him in. But oh, he's gone again. We better go catch him because he has a habit of falling in as well.
Getting lost.
Yeah, wandering off. Have you put his baby reins on? Whoa! We're in. And we're in, peeps.
As you can see.
Swing it in. That went straight away. Violent little take. Perfectly hooked in the scissors. There we go. Beautiful little perch. Pop it back. There we go. What we've got here is the water goes out and you can see the bottom for about a rod length, and then it just drops almost like a second banking, and the perch appear to be off that second banking at the moment. Ooh, monster!
A few hours passed by where we did try multiple more pegs, but unfortunately not much happened. After Brent left, me and Bob headed to a different section of river in hope of getting a few more bites. Luckily it was a good choice, as we managed to get into some action pretty quickly.
Whoa. Big fish, Tom. Pike. Yeah. Another pike. Wow, it's gone round that bloody tree. Whacked that one.
Little pike. You Bob's a pike slayer. Do you need an unhooking mat, mate?
I'm going to try to do it up in the air, but might have to hook some.
Unhooking mat for Bob's. Under nice soft grass.
So let's have a go at it.
Nice, very uneasy.
Pike.
Nice one, mate.
Yep. Get back in. Big one, got it. It's got it.
Pike number 2. Gone. Thought you were trying to catch perch. What are you doing catching all these pike?
I don't know, Tom.
Oh dear. Oh, it's a fish that. Yep, it's got to be a pike. I thought I was snagged. I think it's a micro pike. Could be a perch. Hope it's a perch. Might be. Don't know yet. No. It's a pike. Of course it is. Only a matter of time, wasn't it? Yeah. Little pike. Right, little micro pike. Try to keep it off at ground. I'm not sure what's going on hook wise. I can see the lure in the net, but I think it's just wrapped up in that trace by the looks of it. So let's have a look. I'm gonna have to redo this line now. Yeah, just a trace wrapped around, but there we are. Little micro pike. Only a matter of time till I got one on that. See if I can get this hook out. Otherwise I might have to put it back by hand. So it's in a bit of a tangle. Right, I'll have to put it back by hand, Bobs. It's a bit shocked, I think. There he goes. See you, mate. Oh, that's 2 pike for Bob's, 1 for me. And I was hoping that were a big perch, but oh well. Well, the bites have completely dried up now, and I think it's probably due to the sun coming out. It's about 6:30. I think what we're going to do is call it a day. We're going to head to a local commercial, and I'm going to try and catch a carp on a centre pin reel. Oh, I spoke too soon. We're in again. It could be a perch, this. Honestly, that was literally my last cast. Oh no, it's a pike. Little dinky pike. There we go. Little dinker. Let's get him back in. Then we're going to head, try and catch a carp. Right then, so as you can see, another change of venue, and like I said earlier, I'm going after a centre pin carp. I've never used one of these reels before, so this is literally going to be my first cast ever with one, so don't judge. But I've thrown a bit of, I'm fishing with meat, and I've thrown a bit in already, and the swim's just fizzing, so I think there's probably some fish there already. So we'll get a piece of meat on and go for the first cast and see how it goes. Might go horribly wrong, probably will. Honestly, I just don't even know what I'm doing. Might need some assistance. How do I let line off? Ah. Right, folks. Pretty good that. I think my meat come off. It's bubbling. Little fishy down there, I think. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I'm doing this right. I don't know what I'm doing. It's actually quite good, this. This reel's a bit rubbish. Yes. What pound bottom have we got on here? 5. Well, folks, first carp on the centre pin. It's actually quite good, isn't it? Yes! First carp on the centre pin after about 20 seconds. Get in. My net's a bit small, but there we go. What a stunning fish. First fish on the centre pin. We'll get her back in because my swim's fizzing again. See if we can get one more. But what a beauty. Thank you, Mr. Carp.